Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. I know you are used to me sharing on different topics, and in some cases I will be like collab with other individuals for most of this year, if not probably the rest of this year. My shares will be primarily on actually strengthening, or should I say beautifying, or should I say building, constructing, or putting everything in which I have in this head of mine out into play. So I'll be actually doing, I think it's probably about 5 or 6 aquariums in which I'll be fixing up from scratch, from start to finish, filtration, everything, substrate or no substrate, aquarium filtration system, all of that will be done on this channel, so you don't want to miss that. It starts in June, right? June, probably about June, the first weekend in June, thereabout. Yeah, I know it's a little bit distance, but you should bear that in mind. It promises to be interesting, and I will be starting off with my my 60-gallon aquarium. I've actually pulled that down. I know you have been with me with the 60-gallon for 2-3 years now. I actually pulled it down. I have actually reshaped it, remodeled it, renovate it, whatever you call it, and it's looking different now. And that's the first project I actually have, right? And we'll be going through that and moving from there to see how wonderful that looks. Okay, so enough of that advertisement for my future shares, right? I am practically trying to do a little relaxation because I know that this is coming up and it's a lot of work, right? All right, so today's share is primarily about liquid oxygen versus oxygen that exists in the air. Now, persons having breathing issues, they go to swim and they are drowning, and persons normally pump the chest and like blow air into them, and in some cases they have to the water, like get the water out, yeah, by pumping the air and by blowing in oxygen. All right, so have you ever thought of your aquarium fish being treated the same way? Yeah, it sounds stupid or funny, but persons, we have what, 8.8 billion persons in the world. Persons do think weird things at times, so we need to actually strengthen their thought process in actually helping them to understand the processes of fish keeping. All right, so I have some fish here in my container, right? And when I say in my container, I don't keep aquariums outdoor. I mostly keep totes and 55-gallon drum cut. Yeah, that's where I keep my fish. So I have probably about 21 different species of fish, some of which I just keep for likes, or some of which I just keep, breed, and actually sell. So I have some fish, and 2 died. How did they die? I actually released the water and forgot to actually, yeah, I forgot that it was released, and it actually fell too low, and 2 actually died. The 2 largest one. These are my goldfish, right? The water is a little bit messy right now, so probably you won't even see it if I actually share that with you. All right. The thing is, aquarium fish in general, they consume liquid oxygen, right? The oxygen that we breathe, they can't survive with it, and the oxygen in which they breathe, we can't survive in it, right? So they live in water and they consume the oxygen that exists in water, right? And we consume the oxygen that exists out of the water, right? Same too with some plants. Some plants actually produces CO2 in water, and some plants can't produce CO2 in water, right? So it's a different dynamics as to liquid and gas version. All right, so if your fish is actually struggling to breathe, for example, you change water and there's too much, let's say, too much chlorine in the water. That means, less the amount of oxygen in the water, oxygen level is very, very low. And you realize that very early. The best thing to do is to get some fish-safe water, a pump, yeah, an air pump preferably, and drop the water to probably about an inch over the height of the fish. So therefore, if the fish is like 2 inches in what I call it, in vertically, 2 inches vertically from top to bottom, right? Not horizontally, but vertically, right? You would actually drop the water probably about an inch and a half to that level, and then you will actually pump a lot of oxygen, well, using the air pump in the water. But you have to be mindful that you might just kill the fish by actually pumping too much air in the water. So you might say, how is it then that fish cannot use the air that we breathe? However, fish can actually use the oxygen that is produced by air filtration system. It's a little bit complicated, right? Okay, nah, not really. What happened, is that when the air pump hose goes into the water and the air is being pumped into the water, um, oxygen is being created, right? The oxygen is being created. It oxygenate the water, and don't feel as if as soon as they take out the pump, oxygen just stop, right? It stays there for a while. Amount of oxygen is there for a while, and that is one of the reasons. Yeah, I'm kind of going off, but anyway, that's the reason why whenever light is out for 10, 15, 20 minutes, it depends on the size of your fish. You shouldn't really worry until you see the fish start to come up to the top of the water. That time you worry, because normally your filtration system would actually be pumping throughout the entire day, but light gone or electricity actually went, or whatever you call it, standard English, for a while, probably an hour or two. Normally it's like the last hour before lights come back or electricity come back. That is a little bit tricky there. So what I will do, as I normally do in Jamaica, like go regular, what I would do really, right, is to ensure that plants are in my system. Plants in my system, what that does, it helps a matter of fact, plants that is made for um, water. I mean, it can be submerged in water. What that will do is actually help to oxygenate the water to a point, right? Because remember, you have a filtration system. It won't. It's not like it's the electricity is out forever. It's just out temporarily. So, and that's one of the reasons why, to some extent, I would have planted plants in my system. Should in case light go away, at least I know that my fish will not actually suffocate because of lack of oxygen. All right. So here, coming back to the whole idea of the whole, can your fish actually survive off the air in which we breathe? No, right? And we can't survive there, or else you wouldn't have anybody drowning, right? Persons who just go in the water, swim, and breathe, and everything be good. Our system is different from their system, right? How they use the water, how they use the oxygen in the water is how they filter the oxygen out of the water. It's kind of different from how we do it, right? We don't have that inbuilt system for that, so it just doesn't work. Did you know that the whale, yes, the huge big whale, the largest what you call it, largest mammal, largest sea creature out there, it doesn't breathe in water. It holds its breath. I think 60 minutes. It depends on the size, I think, and then it comes up and it breathes a lot of, and then it's taking some air and it goes down, right? Because its system also is not breathed to actually consume the water to filter out the oxygen and all that works. Alright, I'm going on a little ramble here, right? But I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you can't take a fish out of the aquarium and say you're going to breathe air into it because there's lack of oxygen. It won't work. Fish will still die, right? And you can't push your head in the tank and say that you're going to see who survive the longest. You are the fish, right? Chances are both of you will die, right? So here is it. Some fish will practically live outside of water for a longer period of time. Like for example, plecos, they can live a couple minutes well out of water. However, fish like goldfish, less than 2-3 minutes dead, if probably even less than a minute dead, right? And the larger the fish, the more oxygen it needs, and yeah, that's it. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that this video was of interest. I know you never see much fish, but the little that I show you, I hope that it actually, you know, sparks your interest. Conversation sweet though. Leave a message below. Alright? Tell me how you feel about the message. Also, subscribe to the channel. Right? Hit that Jamaican flag. Yeah, hit the Jamaican flag. Subscribe, share, like, and join me next time for another share. Promises to be good, especially in the summer projects. I mean, I start to purchase some of the stuff already for the projects in the summer, and trust me, they're expensive, yes, but at the same time, I am just feeling so elated about these projects. Join me. Peace out. Catch you next time. Rally here.